Hi guys, my name is Kim,
And I'm Abby.
and this is
Calabasas.
Cultura. Hi Abby, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Kim?
I'm good. It feels so weird now to be recording
I
separately when like
know.
last week we were
Yeah.
recording together and I'm just like, ew. I guess it's gross.
Boring.
I'm wearing my NOLA hoodie today because I'm like, I'm still there.
Oh,
Let me just
yeah.
be delusional. What are we talking about today?
Money magic. It's gonna be a fun one.
Ugh, money
I
magic.
really didn't even do
Ugh.
like a lot of research for this one. Like I just used really
Yeah,
my own UPG, I would say.
yeah. Literally same. The research that I did do was really like on the basis of the history, but like and then also like different cultures and practices. But like no, like I love this is my shit. I love this because we all like at the end of the day, abundance and prosperity is something that we all seek as humans. And so I think it's a really important concept that if you are a practitioner, a spiritualist, a witch, it's something you should learn how to interact with energy in order to bring more prosperity into your home. And it's literally been here forever. Like, Abby, do you use a lot of like money magic and like prosperity magic in your own like practice?
I feel like I would begin to say no, but when I really was like breaking it all down, yeah, I do. And I feel like
Yeah.
most glamour magic is abundance magic, and most abundant or all abundance magic is glamour magic. That's what I've
Yeah,
come to the
because it's
conclusion of. Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I agree. I feel like we do it all the time. First and foremost, I think people get really confused with the idea of like money magic and abundance and prosperity magic and thinking that it's only like monetary gain.
Yeah.
Like yes, a big portion of it is getting your coin, is getting your money, is being able to like increase your bank account. But if we think about like money and prosperity magic in the olden times, it's
Yeah.
also about like the abundance of the home, like having food in your fridge or having enough food for your family, having the security and safety of your home. So it's like it's so interesting that as we especially those that practice like ancestral magic, as we engage in like money practices, money magic, prosperity, intention is really, really, really important. So instead of jumping right into the history and all that good shit, we wanted to do a couple stories first. I know for me, I picked some Reddit stories that were like success, money spells, success, yada, yada, yada. And then also the ones that were like, hold on, wait a minute, I feel like I did something wrong. Abby, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. The one that I have, I was like, holy cow, a lot went good. It's by Old Witchery 2 years ago. They said, I've never had a money spell not work, and it's always worked fast. The most recent was a couple months ago. My intention was to get a raise at work. 14,000 more a year came in the next day. I thought that was crazy. That usually does not happen like that, I feel like.
Yeah, it does not
Um,
happen that fast. That's amazing.
yeah. A few years ago, I did a new job spell for a much better paying position with lots of traditional money spell elements like green candle, green stones, etc. I rage quit my actual job a couple days after the spell with
I get it.
absolutely zero prospects. As I was unlocking my front door coming home from quitting, my phone rang with an interview offer for that day. A former employee of mine had
Mean.
passed my resume on to her coworker without me knowing. Went to the interview and was hired in the first 5 minutes. It was 5,000 a year more than I had been making, and I'm still friends with the guy who hired me years later and everyone else involved. Yeah, did a prosperity spell last year. I got an unexpected hefty birthday check from my parents a week later, and my husband got a job offer for significantly more money. He's thoroughly convinced my spells work at this point. LOL. And everybody was like, please, can you share your prosperity spell? Da, 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 da.
Right? Literally.
Yeah,
Like, I would love to know. What did you do,
yeah.
babe? That was
And they
more than just
didn't,
one green candle.
and greenstones, yeah, but they didn't say anything back. But I was like, yeah, that's a lot.
That's insane. That is
But
amazing. That is a successful prosperity candle
I feel
or
like to do
spell.
something that fast, you gotta be super specific and man,
Mm-hmm.
what you do, like
That's what I'm
Prick your
saying. I'm like,
finger.
okay. Like, was it some blood magic? Did
Yeah,
we add some coffee grounds? What do we do, baby?
yeah.
So I chose a few of them. I'm gonna start with a very successful prosperity spell. Okay, and this one is from Jeannie's Catopi, and it's about a year ago, 361 days ago. I'm freaking out. My money spell worked. Hey everyone. Until now, I was getting a lot of inspiration from this thread, and I finally decided that it's time for not only noticing that I have kind of a spiritual ability, but it's time to get active here. I did a money spell. It was my first spell, and I did it not out of need or a desperate situation. I was just thinking I would like to feel more secure with a little more money in my savings account after I purchased something expensive last month. I also didn't think it would show this quick and this literal, although I totally believed in the power of it. In January, my landlord told me that there will be an unexpected loud works in spring at the house I live in, which is extremely unfortunate because I like the quiet, but I also understand the reason for it. Yesterday, 2 days after the spell, my landlord contacted me about the beginning of these works in May, and she would offer me €2,000 for this disturbance. The work will last for 8 weeks. This money not only covers 2 months of rent, but also exactly the amount of my expensive purchase last month mentioned before. I would really like to thank everyone sharing their experiences and guides here, and also for giving me a platform to talk about my experience now, as I don't have many people in real life to tell this. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that is.
What what I also love, I love the idea that she didn't do it out of desperation. I know, like, sometimes when we think about money spells or prosperity spells, most times we want to do it when there's a level of desperation and, like, I need this now. I never think to do it when I'm, like, totally fine.
Yeah,
I
me
never
neither.
think to do it
I
as,
only
like,
do it
a
when
way,
I'm
yeah, like,
desperate.
usually, yeah, I usually do when I'm like, "Oh, baby girl, like, we got bills to pay." But I think it's so cool that she did it in a space where she was already secure, because it's that level of almost manifestation. It's like, yeah, I'm secure. I'm okay now, but like I wanna be able to keep building on that, which I thought was amazing. And to pay 2 months of rent, 2 months of expenses. Okay, thank you, babe. I'll do
I
that.
saw a lot of like, I manifested $150,000. Da, 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 da. Like, I saw so much bullshit like that, and I'm not on like the side of TikTok. Like, you tell me stuff all the time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? And I see that, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, y'all are just like fucking lying. Like, you're just straight up lying.
I
Fucking
when we like
liar.
start talking more about like manifestation, because we're gonna talk about it in this episode, I have my qualms with it because of that. And so I'm glad that you're starting this conversation now, because it is something that like I want. It might be,
That's why I couldn't find much, because I'm just like, eked out.
it's, yeah, but it's the problem that we have, which we're going to talk about a lot more about later. But for me, it's the problem of like capitalizing and this level of consumerism where that comes with spirituality and witchcraft and manifestation of like sometimes the things, like, things are not always as it seems, like Selena
Yeah.
Gomez said on Wizards of Waverly Place. I said what I said. Also, Ophelia says good morning. What's your next one?
Somebody asked a question. I feel like that would be a good one to do.
Yeah, do
It's,
it.
does money magic really work besides small and mostly meaningless results?
Yes. Yes,
Well,
I think money magic can work.
they have like a big, um, like,
Response, tell me.
yeah. Well, it's like that's like the title of like their bigger question, I guess.
Hmm.
But they said I've been struggling with money slash wealth magic for years, ever since I started practicing magic, which is almost 11 years by now. I'm putting this right here in front of me. I do understand the mechanism of basic magic, and I've been successful with it in other areas. Although it was rarely any great and meaningful results, only results that showed that it undeniably wasn't a coincidence, but rarely something with a great effect on my life. Nevertheless, the reality of magic in entities, forces beyond myself, is not in the question for me, and in some occasion I could achieve meaningful things. I've had some results in money magic before, but it was never what I wanted. I always wanted to change my financial situation to be able to move forward with my life in some aspects, but I could never achieve this. I'm not talking about becoming rich or anything close to it. I'm talking about really basic financial stability. A lot of
Yeah.
times I see the advice that money is not a good or concrete goal in magic, and one should focus instead on getting specific things. The thing is, I'm not a kid who wants some specific toy or luxury item, etc. The point for me is not getting one specific thing. I need that financial stability. I could get some specific things through magic with coincidences and mainly in the form of gifts from friends and family. I don't want that. I want to have my own money and not rely on other people's charity. It's humiliating even if I achieve it through magic. That's not a result I want at all. The other thing is lust for results. Lots of times I don't really have time to sit around and forget about it, etc. A lot of times I'm in situations that need immediate solutions in general, like pretty much what you said. In general,
Yeah.
it's hard to not think about money and problems around it when someone lives a stressful life where financial struggle is present all around them all day long. It doesn't matter what they think, what they want to think about it, but even when I was in those lucky periods, when I had the luxury to get into an abundance mindset and forget about my spills, etc., I never really achieved results that were meaningful in terms of changing my basic life conditions financially. If anything, it seems to get worse. Interesting. But it gets worse. But I do have many streams where money can come through, and I do a lot of steps in my physical life for it to manifest. So this part shouldn't be a problem. I even have the feeling sometimes that it's almost intentional. I've seen a lot of people in this community are atheistic, follow the psychological model. So for you to try to interpret what I'm going to say in the perspective of the subconscious. Is it possible that there is an entity who's simply blocking success in this area of my life for whatever reason? I do have the feeling sometimes that this block I have is intentional and intelligent. And I just
So
wonder,
multi-layered.
I know that's what I was thinking. I feel like a lot of people have the same wants and needs, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's multi-layered because I mean, like first you're saying that you don't believe in it, but then you do believe in it,
Hmm.
but then it's atheistic, but then it's psychological. But if it's psychological, then how is it an entity? Like, I think I do agree with this idea that prosperity magic doesn't always have to be a specific like thing. It doesn't have to be like I want this card. Like it could be, and honestly, like the results are a lot faster and more specific if we choose a specific object. Yeah, but I feel like we're still like there. I don't understand the discourse of like not being able to petition for money. I don't understand that discourse because I
Yeah,
mean, technically, it's still an item. Like even if it's like I say $1,000 or $2,000, like it's still technically a concrete material. Um, I also And this is one of the hardest things to do as someone who manifests or someone who uses manifestation in their work. What is it, the law of attraction method or something like that? Um, of if you keep thinking about something, it's going to be farther and farther in your reach, like away from your reach. And so it's like
yeah,
there is that idea of like if you put that spell out into the universe, you kind of have to let it go so that the universe can do what it has to do. Of like, I want this, I put a spell for it. This spell is a petition to the universe to use this energy to bring it back to me. I have to let it go in order for it to be brought back to me.
yeah.
And if I'm
I
still
think they
holding
need to
on
be
to it,
more
I'm not.
specific. And not more, I know that's such
That's
a
true.
like stereotypical thing to say,
Yeah.
but I feel like they should be more specific on like how they're gonna get it. Like in their petitions and
That
stuff. You know
too.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel
Yeah.
like it's
That
not
too.
about asking for a specific amount or it's like they need to ask for stability. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
If they
even if you
want
don't know a
long-term
specific amount,
stability, I feel like they need to be doing like spiritual stuff. I feel like me and you have this conversation a lot too.
yes, 1 billion% because it's like you can't if you want to do fast magic, I think then it has to be specific. If it's like
Yeah,
fast, quick, I want this now, it has to be. I think I sincerely believe it has to be specific of like I need $1,000 now. But if you're looking for long-term success, there is the language of I want my bank account to be full and always growing. That is a
yeah,
long term and that's something that you feed consistently. And that's more of long-term magic and long-term spell work. But yeah, like I think I don't I don't particularly believe there's an entity that stops us. I mean, of
No.
course, there are energies out there that we have blockages, we have obstacles, we have
Mhm.
challenge. That's the human
I think
experience.
maybe
We
they're
have things
talking
we have to
about
work
like
through.
they got somebody like working against him or something. And like I feel like yeah, sometimes that can happen, but I mean to find out, do some divination about it. Or do some divination before you do a spell to see if it's gonna work out or how you could improve it.
Yes, I love to do that. I love to divinate
Especially
before a
around
spell.
abundance magic, I would do divination first.
I like to divinate before and after, especially like with candle magic. I love to do like wax scrying. I love to see if there's anything that I can notice after the spell is complete. But yeah, divinating before is amazing because it grounds you. It gives you some information and it also prepares you for any obstacles. I love to ask of like, as this spell is being complete, what are some things I need to work through to keep this spell being to be
We've even
successful? And
done
I
like it together and it said like not that you don't like you shouldn't do it just because the cards say you shouldn't, but we did ask the card something specific and we were just like, we'll just wait.
Yeah.
Remember?
Sometimes the timing, like there's such thing as divine timing. And we weren't in the I love that because that is so true. Like that is our UPG. Like we were planning to do a spell together and we did some divination on it. And it just like some of the cards kind of indicated that we weren't yet ready. And so it's like for our own intuition and the way in which we trust ourselves and the energy around us, it's like, no, okay, we're not ready yet. That's
Yeah.
totally fine. And now we're going to get ready for it. So no, I agree. Misty, I have one more story.
Okay.
Oh, this one was interesting. Okay. Money spell gone wrong? Question mark. Advice, please. And this is from Hello Monica 5 years ago. Hi, so I'm a beginner and dabbled in what was supposed to be a simple money spell. I did this. I cleansed my glass jar with sage, wrote a number amount, or I put wrote a number amount of money on a bay leaf with a silver sharpie because I didn't have black. I let it burn into the jar. I dropped it once on my kitchen counter and continued to burn it. I've heard in other spells it's okay to put honey to have it stick, so I put hot raw honey. The following day, I almost got T-boned by a big white truck. Yesterday, a semi almost crashed into my boyfriend driving and
Uh,
cracked the windshield. And today, my loan from school was reversed and I just need to pay 27 to go back to school. I had about 2 grand that I owed and my spell was for 500. Anyway, my boyfriend almost got hit again. Either he's driving recklessly or I messed up the spell and just need clarification. So, it technically worked because instead of having to pay $2,000 for school, she only had to pay $27.
damn.
But every bitch is getting like run over. Like so
Yeah.
she almost got hit once. Her boyfriend almost got hit twice. So I and this is very different. This is very specific with like religion and spiritual beliefs. I don't believe in like threefold law. I don't believe in cause effect. That's just me personally, that's not in my path. So reading this, it's more like, baby girl, you probably need to drive better. It looks like it worked. You just need to drive better. I don't feel like the universe is like, "Hey, here you
And
go,
also,
two
where are they
thousand
driving?
dollars."
'Cause I feel like every time I get on the interstate near here, I get hit almost.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, what location is this? What type of vehicle do you have? The universe is not going to give you money and then be like, "All right, now I have to kill you." Like, that's just
And like keep trying. What's stopping you from keeping on trying? I know like it gets tiring, but like I've been there, but at this point I'm like, wow, well I could keep trying. What's it hurt?
yeah. Um, take some energy, take a nap. But I do believe you have to be extremely intentional with spell work because the universe is very literal.
Petitions. Because
The
this is all it
universe is
boils
so
down to is petition.
that's it. Yeah, you're petitioning something. You're petitioning whether it's energy around you, the herbs that you're petitioning something. But I don't believe that the universe is going to attempt to kill you after giving you a gift.
Yeah. That just doesn't
I
compute in my
don't.
head.
It doesn't. It depends on people's religious and spiritual beliefs. Sure, like we're not the end all be all. We are not law. This is how we believe in things. I don't believe in the threefold. I don't believe in any of that. I believe that energy is around us and it's neutral, and we do with the energy, and the consequences we receive are the consequences we receive, not
You
based on
shouldn't feel bad for asking for money
structured.
that's already there. There's
That
people that are
too,
making like millions of dollars every 5 minutes. Like I give a fuck
on
if
the
I'm
backs
taking
of other
that's
people.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what and another thing, like well, everybody's like, well, if you do stuff for this job, it could be taking away somebody else's job. Like hell, I don't. That's the whole point. Like I give a fuck. The job is supposed to. I think the job is meant for me. So what the fuck?
And so the job is
Duh,
mine.
duh. Other
And
people
I
ain't gonna
think
get it. What the fuck? You can't have your cake and eat it too, bitch. You either want it bad enough so you gonna do it, or you ain't gonna do it at all.
and I think that's when we start talking about glamour and domination magic and things like that. Like it is a manipulation of energy, but like at the end of the day, we are a lot more powerful than what society has communicated to us. And we are allowed to ask for things. We are also allowed to demand things. There is a very, very thick line between wanting to be successful, wanting to be secure, and greed. And I think that growing up in our society, anything more than what was offered to you and given to you is greed. And it's not. If you want 2,000 fucking dollars just to go on a shopping spree, why the fuck not? Why not? Who has decided that that is wrong? Now, I say that with the understanding and idea of morality and knowing
Yeah.
what's right and wrong.
And
I'm not
being
going to put a
realistic.
spell and being realistic, but I'm not going to put a spell and be like, yo, I'm going to like take this from somebody else, give it to me right now. Like, no, come on, like, come on, like, don't be an asshole. Don't be a freaking asshole. But asking the universe for $2,000 without harm coming to me or anyone else, I feel like that's understandable. Wanting to take care of your family and have that abundant mindset, that is totally fine. And so I think that we are always, especially in the beginning of our practice and deconstructing this very rigid ideology, when we get something, we always assume there's going to be a consequence at the end. Like, oh, I got the job interview. Holy shit. Now what's going to happen? Like, when is the shoe going to drop?
Yeah.
And I hate being that girl, like, oh my God, but that is manifestation. That's self-fulfilling prophecy. If you already expect something bad's going to happen, energy flows where like action grows where energy flows. If I'm getting money and I'm like, oh no, like something bad's gonna happen, I'm pouring that into the universe, and the universe is gonna be like, I mean, if that's what you want, I guess. And so
And see,
again,
okay,
this
so
is
I agree, but then again, I don't. And the only reason is because I have OCD and I just can't believe that because, or else I'll go crazy. Because when you were saying that, I just got flashes of heat going through my body. And I'm like, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm.
but
Call the
that
phone.
that is a that is the beauty of spirituality, is that we can have difference of opinion, and that's
Yeah,
okay, as long as at the end of the day we're not being fucking assholes and not taking advantage of people and being not nice people. We can
yeah.
think of things so differently.
And it's like,
Now,
it's like choose your own character, kind of. But it's like, that's the difference between witchcraft and like Christianity because like Christianity, you can't
the
like pick it
structure and
apart.
rigidity.
You can't pick it apart,
Yeah.
but
I mean, we don't know what's out there. We want to know. We have faith in knowing what's out there. We have faith in knowing the energy around us, but we don't know. We have no fucking clue. And I think that's the beauty of being a human in this existence, is building knowledge and understanding of the things around us in order for us to understand who we are and what our purpose is. My purpose is not meant to be in a church. My purpose is supposed to be lighting green candles and teaching people about money magic.
yeah. I think yeah, it's definitely Christianity is definitely a coping mechanism that just got taken too far.
Yeah, colonialism.
But I guess you could petition
I'm so
Jesus
sorry.
for some money.
I don't know. What do you do?
Is there a
Jesus,
saint
please.
that you can petition for money? I'm sure.
Yes, yes,
Let's look it
100%.
up.
It's
Hang on.
not Anthony, not Michael. It is Saint Jude Thaddeus. or Saint Expedite, or Saint Cajetan. Saint Jude Thaddeus is desperate situations. Saint Expedite is urgent fast solutions, and Saint Cajetan is unemployment and debts. That's interesting. Okay, so look at that. We were talking about like Christian. Well, technically, it'd be like folk, like Catholic folk
Yeah.
magic or Italian folk magic that like you can petition saints. I didn't know that. I mean, I know that I can petition Santa Muerte for, and that's my own UPG. That was crazy, but I didn't know. That's interesting. Okay,
Is
but
there not
technically,
an
it's still not like
aspect of her
Christianity.
that's for money or abundance?
Yes, yes. So her dorada, la niña dorada, which is her gold aspect, is specific to money and success and abundance. People usually think it's her green one, but her green is for justice work.
I feel like she has the most aspect of any,
It's incredible. I just got
like,
her some coffee from Dunkin'
SPD.
Donuts and some munchkins. Girl's living her best life. Are we ready to talk more about like different types of like money magic and all that good shit?
Yeah, well, I was talking about petitioning, so that's what I got first. Because if I got like an emergency, and that's my first, I did these like in order of what I would go to. I take that back, but this would probably be my first like go to
Yeah. Okay.
petitioning.
So what is petitioning again?
Like, um, for me, it's I like. Well, I always, well, you're always supposed to, like, bring an offering to whatever entity or God, like, you're asking uh, from. And I would write, I would write them a letter, and, like, I would even sign it and date it too. And, like, maybe, like, put their symbol. I would put, like, Pluto, the symbol of Pluto, because I would ask King Hades, obviously. But if you
Yeah.
work with like the Greek pantheon, like that's who I would petition to is the god of wealth. But like I would also probably pull a card with them to ask before too, like if they're even like
Mhm.
willing, you know what I mean? And if they like would accept your offering. I feel like some people don't do that, but I personally do. And if you write out your petition, well, I mean, that's what you got to do. That's what a petition is you write out what you're asking for and you sign it basically. If you have an altar for them, you can put it on their altar and leave it there, or like leave it on your altar. I would say it out loud to them. You don't have to, but you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would just be specific as possible. And Jupiter is like another good god or planet that you could go to because that planet rules over money. hmm
I got dope. See, like for
Yeah,
me, I do something similar.
and like that can like I'm gonna just talk about planetary magic real quick because like that leads into petitions. Like you can petition a planet or like a Roman god. Like it's pretty much the same thing. Um, for whatever you're asking for. Like the sun on Sunday, which is the sun's day, the sun has to do with success and fame and wealth. You could petition the sun to help you with that. Um, Mars, which is Tuesday, that's like for breaking bad habits, action, courage, protection. You can petition Mars to help with that, like aiding your money getting to you. Like, and also, like, if you're asking for like a raise, I would ask Mars because Mars is like very courageous. I'm ruled
Is
by
it bad that
Mars.
I would want Venus?
You
I
know,
would literally like just
I would.
Venus the entire time.
Venus is
Glamour.
abundance, yeah, and
Yeah. Glamour, indulgence.
but Jupiter is like the planet like of expansion, abundance, prosperity, growth, ambition. I
Which,
feel like that's
where's our
everybody's
Jupiter
go-to.
going right now? I think, doesn't it go here today or tomorrow or in a week? Jupiter is going into Leo, right?
So let me look. Hang on 1 second. I
Yeah, it was
forgot.
coming out of Cancer. It was coming out of Cancer. Yeah, it's Leo.
June 30th.
Then I thought it was a lot sooner.
Damn.
That's never mind. Never mind. We gotta wait a little bit.
I'm just making sure. Yeah, at least cancer the 30th.
I got
But
way too
yeah,
excited. It leaves cancer.
I would
See,
petition
I
any
kind
of
of do the
those,
same
including
thing.
Venus.
I love Venus. I would definitely, yeah. I 100%. I have done like petitions also with like Hecate, when it comes to abundance, more so in the leading me towards the best like options and opportunities because she's the goddess of the crossroads and a liminal being. So like for her, I did a petition at the crossroads and I left her offerings there at the crossroads. And one thing about if you ever leave your petition somewhere, you never look back. That's one for Hellenistic polytheism. You don't look back to the petition. You don't look back to the offering. You keep moving forward because it's a sign of disrespect. At least from what I've read, and that's my own practice, I don't look back. Um, but yeah, like I would petition Hecate for like new job and opportunities because she is the crossroad, she is the guide, and she lights the path towards where you're supposed to go. But most recently, my petitions look a little different, um, as it's with Santísima Muerte, and for her, it's more like novenas. So for her, like it's the 7 day candle, the 9 day candle, and it's like the same prayer every day for those days. And it's really about resilience and consistency. So it wouldn't be like a one day I do this prayer, I leave it there. You have to be very, very structured in if I started today, I have to do this for 9 days. And it's the same exact prayer because you want the intention to be clear. And that's for all of her aspects. But for me, particularly, it was with La Niña Dorada. Um, and I also like after the prayer, I sit with her for a good hour and I read poetry to her, I write with her, I talk with her. Because especially for her, she's not a transactional being. Like it's not a, oh, here you go, all right, do what you gotta do. For like Hellenistic polytheism, I wouldn't say, and correct me if I'm wrong, like, I wouldn't say they're transactional, but anyone can petition them.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean they're gonna
anybody can.
listen to you.
Yeah.
Anyone can petition them. They decide if they want to listen. They decide if they want to help. But like literally, even if I'm not a devotee of Hermes, I can still petition Hermes for safe travels. He'll listen to
Yeah.
me if he feels like it. For like
Yeah,
Santa
exactly.
Muerte and stuff, you would have to be a devotee. Like you can't just petition her. Like that
Yeah.
is it's a commitment to her. And also she's not gonna answer you just because like you build a relationship with her. She answers and she helps you and she provides blessings because she loves you and because that relationship is building and she wants to take care of her children. But yeah, like I've found more of an understanding with her specifically when it comes to money magic and like and rituals and things like that because like she teaches me patience. With other spells, it's very quick. With her, like you got to be rigid, you got to be on it, and it's like okay, like and I can't just think about this because I want to just spend time with mommy. I want to be able to hang out with her, and so like that was a little bit different for me. But like I have found success petitioning Santísima. I have.
But the last time, like, I petition probably was Lupercalia, and that's a Roman festival that happened like around February 15th, like around Valentine's Day. And it like I technically did petition. So somebody Angelica Crazy, who was on last time we had our episode, she introduced Lupercalia to me, and like really just Rome festivals in general. I feel I have a fascination with Roman festivals and Greek festivals. I just love it so much. But
They're lit. That's why.
yeah, we did the Lupercalia ritual together, and I won't like say what all we did in the ritual and stuff, but I want to give um like I want to share a piece of what she wrote about the mythological origins of Lupercalia. It's a festival that's dedicated to the twin brothers Romulus and Remus, the sons of Mars. Mars, the god of war, fell in love with Rhea Silvia, a Vestal virgin and the daughter of King Numitor. Numitor had been overthrown by his brother Amulus, who feared the prophecy that Rhea, who would bear children, would eventually dethrone him. To prevent this, Amulus forced Rhea to become a Vestal Virgin, swearing her to celibacy. Despite this, Rhea conceived two sons by the god Mars. When Amulus discovered their birth, he ordered that the babies be cast into the Frisian river Tiber. Romulus and Remus were rescued by a she-wolf and eventually found by Faustulus, a shepherd who named them. They were named Romulus and Remus after the she-wolf who nurtured them. Remus's name is linked to wolves, while Romulus' name literally means of Rome or Little Roman. Further etymology of his name tells us that Romulus could also come from the Greek word for strength, which is Rome, with like a H in between the R and the Um, Another theory is that Romulus is connected to an ancient name for the river Tiber, or the Etruscan word Ruma that refers to the she-wolf. But basically, it had two primary magical functions to increase personal and collective fertility and purify the city. I feel like nowadays, our personal fertility, that could be like, not to be like a total reconstructionist, but like we could
Yeah.
make that to be like any of our desires, like you know what I mean, to like better ourselves,
Yeah.
or literally as
Yeah. I mean,
fertility.
fertility isn't always birth. It's not always
Yeah,
babies. It's growth.
and I feel like that's definitely like money magic. It could be as serious as a blood ritual like Lupercalia, or a green candle with a sigil carved in
Hmm.
it.
With the sigil carved in it.
I've done a
So
lot
like
of
when I
different
was
stuff.
looking, you got to. It's I think I still sit with what you said about like we have to kind of sometimes fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like building your craft, you're gonna make mistakes. You're going to experiment. You're gonna try all these different things because you have to figure out what works for you. And sometimes, like a spell in a book isn't it. Sometimes you start with the spell in a book and restructure it to fit your needs because your energy is its own unique little pocket.
And you have
But
to
like,
build relationships with like herbs and stuff. I feel like just because you see an herb
girl,
corresponds with something don't mean.
doesn't mean a damn thing
Yeah,
sometimes
because
because
I'm
it's
not
you
gonna
invoking
use
it. So
15 fucking herbs in one spell if I ain't never even held it in my hand.
see, I do that sometimes. I love herbs, but that's like I'm a kitchen witch. I
Yeah,
love
you like figuring out
touching
new
them
ones.
and talking. Oh yeah, girl, I look like a fucking drug cartel. Underneath my bed, I got bins and bins of different ones labeled A to Z. I don't give a fuck. I love that shit. But like when I was looking into money magic and the history of money magic, that shit was so hard to find because no one really knows where it started.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you handle this one. I know
They,
you got
girl, they don't know where it started. They don't know when it started. They know that it was in early Mesopotamia, Greece, Rome, Mesoamerica, and then the Christians try to take it as if well, first, okay, technically, if we want to get technical, tithes, the money that we give to the church or the money that we give to Jesus is technically, like technically a money ritual. Okay?
yeah.
Hear me out. Argue with me if you need to.
The
But
money
as I
ball,
was
bro.
developing my research, technically the money you are offering to the church to provide blessings and the intention of giving to the church in order for them to grow would be considered money magic. And so there's this book that I was looking at, and it is Magic, Myth, and Money: The Origin of Money in Religious Rituals. And this was written in 1921 by Desmond William. And yes, we have in like Greece, ancient Rome, all these different places. They didn't start petitions, but they included a lot of money petitions within their workings, whether it's providing a coin to
Yeah.
Chiron to move to the underworld, whether it's providing food and these offerings and incense and like myrrh and all these different things to Hestia to provide safety and abundance
And
in the
good
home, like
harvest and stuff
and good
to the
harvest. And
meter.
that's what we
Yeah.
talked. Exactly.
The
That's what we
meter
talked
is
about in the
like the
beginning.
mecca of abundance magic, I
Hmm.
feel like. Well, let me stop
Is
because Hades is part of
Demeter,
it.
Demeter, Hades, and Hestia were called a
Yeah.
lot for this. Hermes was called for trade and travel. and protection of trade and travel, because Hermes was considered the thief because he stole the oxes or the oxi, whatever, the oxys from Apollo when he was born. So people call upon him to protect him from thieves and protect them from thieves and stuff like that, which is still considered money magic because you're hoarding in your own money and your own like
Yeah.
material.
I feel like the Eleusinian mysteries and like the lesser mysteries too, I feel like a lot of money magic, I guess you could say money magic,
It's
was
there
taught
because it's
during that. I mean,
abundance.
what we do know, I know we don't know it all, but I feel like I can't
We're
help
gonna
but
find out.
think that abundance magic is
Yeah.
involved in that because it's around the
Yeah.
harvest and like when you plant seeds and when you harvest. So,
It's fertility, it's growth. So what William Desmond kind of broke down was communion rituals in the church. It was first food. It was first food and materials and things like that that was brought to the church, and then it slowly transitioned into money, and it was used as the symbol of sacrificial communion. And so it was supposed to be like a this communion and this sacrifice was supposed to correspond with how we stand in our community. It was supposed to be used as proportions of food, establishment of relationships, and it's a bargaining for the like the way that he says it is like it was an impersonal bargaining replacing the patriarchal redistribution of food among the brotherhood. So the amount of money that you would give is the social standing that you will have. And so if we look at this on the basis of ritual work,
yeah, I
technically
still
that's
like that in
a
the South.
ritual.
Dude, that made me laugh.
Yeah,
It's like, wait, what is that
technically.
you said about social standing? That is so still
Yeah,
prevalent
so
here.
the
Like however much
impersonal
you put
bargaining
in on Sunday is how much
is
you
however
fucking worth,
exactly.
which
Exactly.
is
And
sad.
so technically that's a ritual. Like technically that is it's a sacrifice. We are sacrificing our own comfort and security to put it into the church to increase our belief and connection to the church and
Yeah, that ain't
connection to the divine.
that's surprising, but it ain't because they be doing blood magic and shit and eating the flesh.
Yeah, yeah, they
Fucking
do. They eat the flesh.
cannibals,
But
bruh.
that's what bitch, but that's what I'm gonna fucking say. Of like that's why we see a lot of like creators lately talking about like the reality of church and how church is in a space of witchcraft. Like as you were just saying, like the blood of Christ, the body of Christ. Why the fuck we eat in pieces of Christ? That's technically a blood ritual.
Mhm.
That's like technically so while we start with ancient Rome and ancient Greek and Mesoamerica and all these different things, like Mesoamerican culture and ideology, they would sacrifice individuals. Like it was an entire like for their sun god
That's
in
like
order to keep
Lupercalia.
providing
They
sun.
they would like sacrifice a goat.
Yeah. And so like there would be these sacrifices in order to provide abundance and
Yeah.
fertility. And during this time period, it wasn't specifically money, but it was still a version of success, security, and foundational fertility. And so it's been here forever. We've always had an aspect, and we still do. Even if you don't consider yourself a witch or a practitioner or a spiritualist, you're still kind of engaging in those spaces. And so I know, I know. Oh my gosh, this is like crazy controversy, but it's really not because a lot of like a lot of practitioners and a lot of creators are having these conversations a lot more because of the rise in like spiritualism and because of the rise in practices.
Well, it pisses me off because the New Agers they think that you can just do something as simple as like speak it into existence when we've been doing these fucking deep sacrifices with animals. You think that you can speak something into existence when us as a
See,
human race have been sacrificing animals to make shit work? I think the fuck
see,
not.
I agree. I agree to disagree because I don't believe. Okay, and this again is another controversy. I think there's a difference between new agey bullshit that is based on consumerism and patriarchy with manifestation and the true practice of manifestation. I think the idea of manifestation has been tainted because of the new age bullshit. And I don't mean new age bullshit because there are some practitioners that are more new age and it's really beautiful and incredible because of the reconstruction of what they see magic as. I mean the very consumerist patriarchal approach of magic and spirituality and almost the whitewashing.
I was
of
just gonna say, how
spirituality.
privileged are we to think that we can just fucking imagine something and it happens?
And that's my issue. That's my issue
Yeah,
because it
that's me
came,
too, and I can't get past that for me. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? That's enough where I just
yeah.
can't even.
And so I think I like the idea of manifestation. I use manifestation
Yeah.
in my practice, but even when I do
You
like
also doing the
readings,
work.
exact no, bitch, you're right. Like this gives me so much joy because it's true. Like I even like when I do readings for people and we talk about manifestation and the flow of energy, there's always that caveat of like, yes, we can manifest. If I want $1 million fucking dollars right now, I'm gonna keep telling myself, yes, I am. That's mine. It's mine. It's mine. But I simultaneously have to do the work with the universe. I can't swim against the current. I have to swim towards the current. I cannot simultaneously say, I am going to receive $1 million while also spending all my money 24/7, not going to work, quitting my job every single time I get a new job. Like, there needs to be a level of realism and realistic behavior and acknowledgement of our accountability and what we need to do while simultaneously practicing manifestation. I think manifestation is beautiful. I think it's incredible. I think it's very, very powerful, but we have to know how to use it. And that's my only issue with more new age kind of ideology is like, just say it and you get it. There's a little bit more, there's a science behind it. There's a psychological, like, there's so many books just on the psychology of manifestation. It's a little bit more. And I don't like the idea of disappointing groups of people that don't really understand manifestation. And yet you're telling them to pay $500 a month to listen to you speak about something that they have no clue what it's about. And you're not really teaching them. That's what I don't like. I don't like the consumeristic approach and the patriarchal approach of certain magic, specifically money magic, because it is so hefty and everybody wants it. This is a very, very hot button topic. It's something that everybody wants money, everybody wants stability, especially in the world that we live in now, where it's like an economic fucking crash out. So it's that is my issue. I love manifestation. I think it's incredible. I think if you do it correctly, hell yeah, manifest your little ass off. I just don't like the controversy and the problematic idea that you can just say something out loud and it comes to you. I sincerely believe, and again, this is my motherfucking opinion, you got to do some work with it. And it's not always just purchasing something from someone else.
And it definitely ain't gonna work for me because I don't even believe in it in the slightest. I feel like the most manifesting I'm gonna do is spell work. I feel like spell work is manifestation in itself because all it is literally manifestation, your will, and using corresponding materials. It's putting like your
Yeah,
manifestation into play, like on the altar in front of you. And I feel like that's just as most whimsy as I'm gonna get with it because in my head, like I can't, and it maybe that's my own fault, but like in the beginning, I felt like it wasn't like this, but like after a while, I just feel like, well, not that like it doesn't work, but it just doesn't work for me
yeah,
because I can't get my mind in that mindset without putting it together in front of me. You know what I mean? But like,
I get that.
I don't need like a big ritual, but I also like need a little bit
You need to have a
more
physical,
elements. Yeah, I need a
yeah, you
little
need to
bit
have a
more,
physical, yeah.
yeah, to
See,
trick
I'm
my
a
brain.
delusional bitch. I'm a delusional bitch. It takes a little bit of work, like a
Yeah,
teeny bit, like maybe one blink of one eye to get me there. I'm
yeah.
delusional, okay?
Well, that I
I
see.
make
I feel
myself a
like,
vision board.
yeah, I feel like that's where it comes, where I refer back to her again. Like I'm for real when I say this. Like I do give a lot of thanks to Angelica. Like she has made stuff work a lot simpler for me when I feel like I can't get out of bed and do something like some ritual work because I don't have the energy because I'm finally not in pain, so I'm just fucking tired. But she
Yeah,
like taught me a little bit about like you know how I told you about the non-physical
non-visibility
glamour
tools.
tool. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
like setting that like doing that in a ritual setting like charging or spelling whatever you want to say your non-physical glamour tool to like do your bidding for you so you don't have to do it all every time. You know what I mean? I feel like I set like those measures, like preemptive measures, so I don't have to
Yeah,
do a
I'm
big drawn
excited
out
to do her
ritual.
siren. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, me
excited to do
too.
her siren class. I feel like she is I have and I think that's why I always have these questions for like people who come in that do teach because I'm just like I personally within my own practice I've had a lot of negative experience with teachers and so it's I'm a lot more not I am a lot more guarded, but I will say that like she made it such a safe space and you could tell she loves what she does. Her and Emma, like having both of them be part and be a guest in our show has been like it's opened up so many doors for me and has like made me feel more so comfortable in learning how to trust guides and teachers again because like you can tell how sincere they are. Um because that's my feel like my thing and that's why I always find things to be a little problematic because I'm like consumerism blah 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 but then I'm like
Yeah,
okay no I have to also remember that there are practitioners out there that are so incredible and truly want to help people um and like
like
what
you,
we tried to do
or just yeah,
stop
like, but you know what I mean? Like, damn,
stop
like, what if everybody
yeah
disregarded us? Like, that would suck.
that would suck it makes me sad but it no we are
But I
not
get it because I feel like the
okay
occult bros really, the occult bros really
the
ruin it.
occult bros fucked shit up. They fuck shit up. That's what they do. They fuck shit up. And the patriarchal individuals that still see things in one lens really fuck shit up.
Yeah, because it could be
Like
women too.
the
Or
competition over community.
when you see like people online like telling their stories and stuff, like Ruby Magdalene, like telling how
Yeah.
her experience with male
Yeah.
there's in the space. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a man hater, but I feel like there's just so many experiences with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I
males
feel like
in the space that I love though. I do. And I look up to a lot. Like Southern Bramble. Oh my God.
I agree.
I love
Southern Bramble is incredible. I would have to say Prince Muerte, I love. Um, because like just the charmed, I do love, I'm not gonna lie. Ugh,
Kimmy.
yeah, literally, that's what I feel like spaces of queerness and spaces of just otherness, like I feel most supported in spaces where people have been othered because they understand the complexity of like the practice. Um, so I agree. I feel like when Ruby Magdalene shared her story, it was so like I don't even know her. I only know her on her videos. And
Yeah.
my heart was just like, you are fucking strong as shit. You are so fucking strong. And I know this isn't about money magic right now, but I feel like it just, we have to have conversation. If
Money
you have
Magic
followed
all
us for this
goes.
long, yeah,
It's like the premise
you
of
already know.
everything. Like, let's be
Mm-hmm.
for real. That's the whole reason why we're
Mm-hmm.
all doing it is for some kind of
Doing it, yeah.
abundance. Like, you know?
Um, but I feel like Ruby Magdalene being honest about like the things that she's been through and like it's incredible to see the growth and like the understanding of like not every practitioner is a bad practitioner, but the same way in any world that we live in, there's good and there's bad. So like even like with manifestation, there's good and there's bad. I love doing vision boards. I love scripting. I love dream work. Like I love putting like sometimes I'll take my tarot cards and I'll put the 10 of pentacles under my pillow and I'm bringing that in the 9 of pentacles
Yeah.
like I'm bringing those things in and so it's like there's beautiful things in everything that we do but it's really about the energy that we put forth and the knowledge like a big thing that you notice even like on Reddit or all these different spaces a lot of the times spells and stuff don't work one, because you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. And I don't mean that in like a stop it kind of way. I mean it in like a pause and research, pause and learn more, get your bearings, get that confidence back. Because if you are trying to invoke specific herbs, but you don't even know what those herbs are, chances are it's not going to be as effective. You need to see yourself in an abundant space. If I'm doing a spell about money and I just think I'm so fucking broke, chances are it's not going to be successful because the energy and intention I'm putting in is poverty, is impoverishedness, is the 5 of Pentacles. And so I do believe manifestation and spell work go hand in hand. We have to have magical thinking. when we're doing the magic, I do believe we can manifest without spell work, but I think there needs to always be a level of action. If I'm manifesting, I need to also be physically working. I need to like if I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna make $300 on DoorDash today," guess what? I have to go out and I have to DoorDash. I can't just sit. I have to go do something. And so that's the way I see manifestation. I see it as a tool to push forward.
And then like my second thing for after like petitions that I would go to would be like fire magic for quick stuff. 'Cause when I think of like candle magic or like burning stuff, I just think of stuff like happening fast. Like you know what I mean? And I would use like personally I would get a green 7-day candle and like dress it how I like with my corresponding herbs like basil for prosperity, damiana to attract, bay leaves, and like rosemary for clearing
Yo, you
blockages.
love your Damiano.
Yeah, for real. And like doing like sigils on it. You can like do
Hmm.
sigils on engine, and I just like to be like really specific in the wording I use for them, because sigil engine like does it the old school way, like they pull the vowels like you know all how you're supposed to do it. But you could carve that into your candle or write it on the outside with a Sharpie, but that 7-day candle will just last so long. Or you can buy one that's already made. That's
Trust.
a good idea. That's what I
Yeah.
would do. Yeah. And that like speaking of like basil and stuff, I like also I think it would be a cool idea to get a basil plant from like when it's like small and then like as it grows like so does like your money and stuff. Or you could get like a
Yes.
yeah, or you could get like a money tree and like dress it with like coins and green ribbon and all that. And yeah. And you know like the fire like that would be something quick, but also I feel like a mint plant would be so quick because it's like
Yes.
super invasive and it grows so
And then
fast.
you can crush it in your teeth like Emma does during
Yeah.
times of devotion for Hades and Persephone.
Yeah. I do not like
The girls that
minty.
get it, get it.
Yeah, I do
Mm.
not like minty. Mm-mm. But I would like if you get a mint plant or a basil plant, like you could do like an initiation ritual with it and like give it a certain job as it grows if you want to be even more specific. But yeah, what do you have?
I love that. I love that. I love the idea of invoking plants and herbs. Like you are actually, so I always, whenever I bring a plant home, I always give them a task. I always give them a job. First, I thank them for being part of my like home, part of our space, and bringing all this beautiful energy. But I also give them a job. Like think about the physical, like aspects of a plant. Like some plants clean your air, and so
Like a
for those
snake
specific
plant.
plants, I'll like a snake. I have two snake plants. And for those, I would tell them, like, hey, I thank you so much for cleaning my space and cleaning the air that we breathe in this home. As you clean this air, please also purify it from negative energy and like invoking your plants. But you taught me a better way to invoke herbs. And I thank you for that because I've been doing it ever since.
The whispering?
I love, huh?
The whispering?
I've always I've always whispered to them, but you use a specific statement that I love that I use now every single time. And it is the idea that you literally tell them, I invoke you for this. Usually I don't do that. Usually it's like, okay, Cinnamon, thank you so much for this. And now it's like, I feel like I've had more oomph in my magic. Like I still share the gratitude, but I'm more clear in my intention and my direction for herbs. So
Yeah.
you
I feel
use
like I
herbs
kind
for
of got
literally
that.
fucking anything.
I feel like I got that from people who, you know, when we were having the conversation about like more traditional magic and how
Yeah.
people who invoke like angels and demons and stuff like
Yeah.
they basically tell them what to do. I mean, I really don't know a nicer way to put it. I feel like that's like what I do with the herb, kind of. Maybe I'll go
And so
deeper when
I'm
they
starting,
invoke a demon. I'm feeling crazy.
who knows, man? Maybe like a random Thursday, like who knows?
But in all
Um,
seriousness, I like, damn. I
girl,
feel like,
we're
I
gonna
feel
talk
like,
about
damn.
that. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. We're gonna talk about that with the workings. Let me finish my herbs, bitch.
Okay.
I'm very excited. So you can use herbs for any kind of magic. Like literally, there are so many fucking herbs out there. You can literally find anything for absolutely anything. The important piece of using herbs in your magic is talking to it and invoking it and pouring your energy into it. You cannot take a basil leaf, light it, and think something's going to happen. It is the energy that you cycle through within the herb that makes it powerful. You can't just mix random shit together and light it on fire. It is so fucking important to invoke it, provide gratitude, and all those different things. So lately, and I've noticed I've had such successful workings because of it, is literally talking to them, like putting it in your hand. Like you don't, I prefer having the verbs in my hands, like having that physical contact, holding it to my chest, holding it to my head, however you want to do it, and truly talking to them like, thank you so much. I invoke you for this. I am invoking this specific piece of you in this spell, and I thank you. And so, like, when looking into prosperity, you don't have to use all of these. These are just ones that I know I personally use in my practice. But like alfalfa, abundance, luck, it can also be a road opener. Basil, wish motherfucking fulfillment. Light that girl up. She knows what she's doing. Um, what else? Cinnamon, protection, and abundance. I like to blow cinnamon into my home. Some people do outside of their home. I put it in because you want the abundance to come in, not out. Into my home the first of every month. It's protection, it's abundance. Coffee speeds up that process. So if you have a spell that you're like, I want it to be done within like I want this to happen within the week, use coffee grounds. It speeds up the process. Catnip, attraction. Damiana, attraction. Mint you can also use. I like if I'm asking for an opportunity, I usually add a yellow flower. Most specifically, I add sunflowers to promote joy and success. And the same thing with herbs. I do crystals sometimes too. Some people like to do crystal grids. Some people like to do crystal chips. It doesn't fucking matter. Crystals are amazing. Crystals are natural if they're not man made. They come from the earth. And so it's a really cool way to connect. Like if you call the corners or if you close a circle to have that piece of earth with you. You could do citrine, calcite, pyrite, tiger's eye, carnelian. You could do onyx. I prefer if I'm doing things of abundance, I always like to add a grounding crystal or a protection crystal to filter out any negative energy. So like I use onyx or smoky quartz or tourmaline to ground my space and to filter out the yuck. And then I also do a crystal, quartz, like a clear quartz to enhance the power and the energy. You do not have to use these things. It could be as simple as having a sigil and a green candle. But I know for me, I like the visual aesthetic, and the visual aesthetic helps me feel more powerful and magical. So I do love doing these different things. Um, I also wanted to put like a little bit of like, we talk about this a lot. We have in previous episodes of understanding the history of specific magic and specific workings. We need to understand a lot of workings that we see a lot more now came from very difficult spaces, and that is the African diaspora. So, because of the African slave trade, we see an influx of mojo bags, honey jars, and all these different things and very specific rituals that have been kind of diffused into other practices. And so when you see practitioners on TikTok or on social media engaging in very specific crafts for money spells, it is really important. And you guys are usually really, really good with this, but those who aren't, fact check to see if it is a practice that you should be doing. There's a difference between a luck pouch or a protection pouch versus a mojo bag. There is a difference between specific pouches and rituals in the African diaspora or closed practices than it is in open practices or open spiritual spaces. So, if you are looking to do a honey jar or a pouch or a spiritual bath and things of that nature, be sure that you're looking at the history of it too. Like, do the research. That's what I'm saying in the beginning. Do some of the research to ensure that you are not encroaching on practices that you're not supposed to be encroaching on. Because we are so lucky to be in a society or in a space where we can see all of these beautiful things, all of these beautiful practices, and these creators that are showing like stuff that we've never seen before. That does not give us the permission to do it ourselves. So, last time I'm gonna fucking say, if it's a closed practice, it's a fucking closed practice. Do not do things just because you saw it. Do some research beforehand because you want to ensure that what you're doing is something that you're allowed to do. If you're not certain, research.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think also, um, like there's mojo bags in hoodoo and stuff, but also there's
Yeah.
mojo bags in Italian folk magic too, I think.
Yes.
But I think
There
that's like the only
is.
other one.
There
I
is.
mean,
And even
not
like when
saying
we
that
think
you
of,
can't do like a spell bag, but
no.
like a
Yeah.
mojo bag is like,
Yes. That's what I'm saying of like, do the research and see
yeah.
exactly like, because there are some herbs like white sage. I better not be seeing fucking people throwing fucking white sage and smudging. That's what I'm talking about. I'm getting so irritated. So sorry. I don't know. I'm already angry over people I don't even.
The next thing I have on my list that I haven't done, but I would do
I
if
love
I
it.
was to do it, I would do it like this. Well, first of all, it's a money ball. And a money ball should be treated like you're feeding basically like a fountain that like replenishes you, like how you would offer an offering to a spirit and it
Yeah.
like you rub its back, it'll rub yours basically. And you can add things like green rice like as a base, coins, paper money, basil, green candles, cinnamon sticks, pyrite, citrate, and all of those things to a money bowl. And you just keep adding it and keep adding it. And it's supposed to be like, I guess, like we talked about, basically like the tithing in the
Yeah.
church. Like it's like your own money bowl, but it's on your own tithing bowl, but at home. And I have like this copper cauldron, and everybody's like, you should use it as a money bowl. But I don't know why I never felt called to do a money bowl. I want to use
I
it for
love
something
them.
Aphrodite, my
You could do like a
copper.
money. You could do like a Venusian money bowl. It could be like you can even do it like almost like a glamour kind of bowl, like a
Yeah.
like do something like that. Like I put in my makeup. I put in
That's
like
another thing. When it comes to glamours, I feel like I use oil the most, and
yeah,
especially when it comes to quick money stuff. Like I'll use the oil, like the Lucky Girl spray I got from Moonlight and Sage. Um, it's like a 777 oil, but I feel like that's so money-ish. Like I use it
it,
for money reasons, really.
it is like like the 777 method for manifestation. So it could be based on the 777 method where you
Yeah.
think about it 7 times a day for 7 days.
Yeah. And then I gotta like give me what I want, all stuff like that. And I feel like that can all be like glamour magic or money magic. But I feel like those like as I was writing all this out, those two go really hand.
Yeah. They do. I feel like they do. I mean, like think about it. Like you even said it yourself. Like glamour magic is in connection to money magic because it's manifesting and it is also like manipulating energy for something and come to you and attract to you. So like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. I love money bowls. I have a money bowl. I have to refresh my money bowl. I try to do it with the moon cycle. I used to do it month like within the month cycle, but I changed it so that on new moons I make a new one. Like I refresh it, clear it out, make a new one, and then for like full moons I refresh it and like add a couple herbs. And so for me, like I agree, it's like a fountain. It's like I'll take money out, put money in, and it's a cycle that we feed each other. So the last thing we're going to talk about is different working. So we talked about petitions, we talked about money bowls, we talked about 7 day candles. There's one that we haven't talked about that I love to do, and I need to put a new one. I like to put a bay leaf in my wallet. I put a bay leaf
Yeah,
in
I've
my
heard of
wallet. I love it. Some people put them in their shoe too. I like to put road opener oil or herbs for road openers in my shoe as well. So as I walk, I'm removing blockages. As I walk, I'm bringing in opportunities. Um, Petitioning a saint, sigils on door frames. So I like to do the same thing of like when I blow in cinnamon, I also usually put a protection sigil and an abundance shibble, an abundance sigil on my door. Is there anything else that you do?
No, literally, like, I feel like if I'm always in a pinch, my number one thing, I'm gonna petition Haiti.
Papa Hades. Papa.
Yes. Yeah. I don't do a lot of small magics like I used to. I don't
I
know
love
why.
them. I
I
love
feel like
them.
it could make you feel like you have it more incorporated, like more, you incorporate more magic into your mundane, but I feel myself having to incorporate more mundane into my magical. So I try to do stuff that's just
I
not.
I
I'm
do
always in
so
my
much.
student mindset too much, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna give
Which
myself
isn't
a
a bad
brain
thing.
explosion.
No, that's not a bad
Yeah.
thing, but it's also like you are developing a very complex practice and
Yeah.
you are engaging in really heavy energy and ideology and rhetoric and all these different things. And so, like, I understand why you need
I
something more mundane.
I would like to get back to doing smaller stuff because I feel like I really do sometimes feel like the more you know, the worse. Because
No, yes,
you
I
just
think
fall
there's a
into a route.
balance. I
Yeah.
think there's a balance. I think we have to like we can't always sit still and we can't always be stagnant, but I do think that there's a balance. That's why like for me, I do magical all the time. Like whether it's like stirring my coffee, adding cinnamon to my coffee, drinking my moon water, like there's always some piece of magic and mysticism in my life. I'm cleaning today, so I'm going to make a simmer pot. Usually when I'm done with the simmer pot, I make a cleaning solution with my simmer pot juice like with the liquid from my simmer pot, I make a cleaning spray and a cleaning oil for it for my wood and stuff. And so I'm always doing things that are in the whimsy. So my goal and what I usually do is give myself one mundane day because we need magic. Like we need balance. And so I don't think you should stop learning because there's no such thing as not learning, but I do think that sometimes you need to close that motherfucking book.
Well, it's not one certain book. It's like the fucking books and the internets and all of it.
It's yeah. She's getting
Because
up
every
in
question
that.
I'm like,
Let's
gotta figure it out.
It's
That's
literally
the
like,
worst thing. I wish I didn't have it at my fingertips.
oh no, it's so hard. I
Because we
think
used to not have that answers for anything, I feel like.
mm,
Growing up, you'd be like, you just gotta have faith. And now that I don't
now it's
have to
like,
have faith, I can just
because I got the
figure it
internet.
out.
Yeah. I think it's a blessing and a
The
curse at the same
humans
time.
crave faith.
We need
The
it.
humans crave faith, yeah.
We need it.
As
We
much
need
as
to
we
know that
shit
there's
on
something
it,
out there.
yeah. We
Even
ain't
not have,
shitting on it. It's just the way of getting it, I think, could be a little less colonizer-ish,
we need faith. We
patriarchal,
need to know that
maybe.
there's something out there, even if it's nothing out there. Like, even not having faith is faith in and of itself. That's the way I see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right. What's our siren song?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Dust Ball by Ethel Kane for me. I don't know. I just really like.
I am choosing.
That's when I've been listening to them.
Okay. I am choosing because we're talking about glamour. Or not glamour. Since we're talking about money magic, my siren song is going to be all about money magic. This is a song that I use whenever I do candle magic. Or sometimes when I stir my coffee, I'm singing this song to my guides and shaking my
Ooh,
ass.
I'll tell one that I'll sing to stuff like that.
Yeah.
But keep going.
I am, and it's a song by Baby Tate and Slade DeMonsta. Featuring Flo Millie. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am rich. I am that
Yeah.
bitch. I am gonna go get that bag and I am not gonna take your shit. I am protected, well respected. I'm a queen. I'm a dream. I don't give a fuck. I sing that song every single time I do candle magic. Not every single time I stir my coffee, but that
Just about
is,
every time. Every
yeah,
time I'm
no.
on the phone, you do it.
I love it. It's because
I don't
it's the
even know how you
mixture
remember. Like,
because I
you
do
remember
it
to
all
do,
the
she really does. She does all types of little stuff during her day. And I'm just sitting there like
but
a
hi.
goblin. I'm just like,
Never.
do you know that the world is gonna end in approximately? I'm just kidding.
Don't let you know we're all gonna die in 3.25 years. And I'm
I
just sitting
can't
here
lie.
like,
Sometimes when you do it, and I'm just sitting there fucking pissed off already, I'm like, stupid bitch, you fucking think that's gonna help you, dumbass motherfucker? And I'm like, bruh.
sitting here talking about oils. I'm like, I'm so happy. I'm so this is dead ass. Our relationship is black cat golden retriever energy
Toxic
every single fucking
positivity.
time. Like I'm just fucking dead. I'm just like,
And it's not.
and then the one day that I'm a sad baddie, and you're just like, everything's gonna
For
be
some
okay.
reason, I feel happy today.
Like, I feel so great, and I'm just sitting here like listening to fucking Frank Ocean being an emo bitch. You said that you had a siren song specifically for Money Magic.
Yeah, Fame is a gun by Addison. I love
Fame as a gun. I've never heard that one.
it. Is, yeah.
Fame. Oh, fame is a gun.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So we are ending with a collective card pull. I don't know how many. It feels like more than one card. I'm using Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck, and it's oh my god, look at that.
I like that.
Yes,
I got
she
the
is
Oracle deck.
gold. She's stunning. I my favorite. I mean, I love both of them. The Luna edition is one of my favorites. Um, but this one's beautiful. Whenever I think of this deck, I always think of a like beautiful woman sipping tea and judging us. Have you were you ever in Dare as a kid?
No,
We
but I
are
heard of people doing
the youth of our nation. We are the youth of our nation. So as a reader, I have clear audience. I don't even know what clairs I have. A bitch is all over the place. But I get like random music. I get the most random shit that pops into my head. And literally, as soon as I started shuffling, that was the song is on replay. We are the youth of our nation. No, okay, okay. What's going on? What's happening? What does a collective need to know? Huh. Okay, one more. Okay. All right. So we start with the Two of Swords upright, the Page of Cups blocked, the Artist upright, which is specific to this deck, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. To start with the swords and end with the swords, decisions are needed, like decisions are needing to be made. Two of Swords is really just spaces of crossroads and having to make a decision, being stuck between a rock and a hard place of at the end of the day, there cannot be movement until there is choice. And only we can decide what that choice looks like. Only we can decide what decision we make. There's big emphasis on leaning in on your intuition, leaning in on your discernment. And I say that because of the Page of Cups blocked. There's this space of like, but I need to check with this person. Hold on, I need to ask this person. Hold on, I need to do this. I need to do that. Silence yourself a little bit. Stop asking, what the fuck? Asking all them questions, making statements, assuming. It feels like you ask too much. You're asking too much of the, and it's in my head. It's like you're asking too much of the universe, but it more so feels like you're asking too much of other people in this universe. Stop asking people for advice if you're not willing to listen to yourself first. Advice is not meant to be something that we seek in order to guide us forward. Advice is something for us to build introspection and reflection and then make the decision on our own. Because at the end of the day, if you always listen to somebody, when are you ever making a decision for yourself? And when are you ever going to learn? Because sometimes it feels like with this specific, like, there's almost an energy of like, maybe I just want other people to tell me so that if something goes wrong, I can blame them. We're not doing that anymore. The Artist and the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is very specific to the ethereal deck. This is all about creation. You are an artist. It's almost like the magician, but like the magician on steroids. Like you are a painter, you are a creator, you are building this future, this life for yourself. We are the youth of our nation. You are rebuilding what your life is meant to look like, is meant to be. But as you do that, you need to create a balance between communication and boundaries. You are allowed to be that bitch, but you don't have to block everyone else on your way of doing that. You don't have to shoo everyone to the side. I feel like when I told you to stop listening to advice, you were like, all right, fuck that shit. I'm blocking everyone on my phone. I'm not talking to anybody anymore. No. It's about you building the confidence of your own discernment and intuition so that when you rely on people, you're not truly only looking at what they believe. You are using it as a way for you to learn and build knowledge for yourself so that you make your own decision. There is a balance between boundaries and communication versus cutting everyone off or being a placemat and letting people walk all over you. Wow.
That was good.
Okay. All right. I feel like everyone here needed to hear that right now. Um, wow, that was spicy. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. You know who we are. You know where to find us. If you have any stories, questions, anything like that, send us an email at calabasascultura@gmail.com. Subscribe, follow us, engage with our content, add us on Spotify, on Instagram, on all that good shit. You can find us on our Instagram and our TikTok at Calabasas Cultura or Calabasas Cultura 1. My name is Kim,
I'm Abby.
and this is
Calabasas.
Cultura. Bye, everyone.
Bye.